morning. Tanja, so let me introduce Tanja very shortly just to make sure that we give a bit of context towards this and about why we're having this conversation. And then we're going to just dive into a couple of questions together. And I think we also had a conversation already before this, but we can explore the great work that you're doing. And actually, I want to say something in advance because a lot of people ask themselves, what can I do? When you saw the protest happen about Black Lives Matter, people said, yeah, but what can I do? What can I do? Well, you're going to get some answers about what you can do right now. You're going to actually have something you can actively do. So if you feel like that urge was in you, whether it doesn't matter what your background is, I hope now you'll actually get a couple of answers to that. So I'd like to introduce to you Tanja Jadnanansing. She is the president of the board of the municipality of South East Amsterdam. Now, southeast of Amsterdam is a very special region within Amsterdam. It's gone through many transitions, and I'm also trying to use my wording properly to not give it the previous stereotype that it's always gotten, but it is a area which I feel has so much potential, and that's one place that I know Tanja has also been working on too. Because in my first conversation, I even stereotyped the way I had actually pronounced that area of Amsterdam, and I think that's where we need to start. I need to start with my own wording, my own thoughts about it, and also about how we need to approach it. She's been a mentor since she was 28. She's been doing it for many years, not a time that I should be mentioning anything about her age.
But
okay.
Really?
Well, okay, no, I'm just going to leave that, but she's been doing it for many years. But what she does is not only about work on policies, but that she works on initiatives. She tries to make sure that everyone that's actually, to actually know what's going on the level of education and working opportunities. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I just want to make one comment because I have this a little sort of thingy in my throat now because of the song. It touched me. It touched me because it was so wonderfully stated that we need love to understand each other, and we need understanding to love each other. And I have this team in Amsterdam South East that I say, what we need to do now is let us shower this nation with love, with the love of Amsterdam South East. So this song was so appropriate for this conversation.
And especially about the fact that we need to, that love and that bridge that we need to go towards each other. Yeah. I'm just curious, I'm not going to be able to see it right now, but if there's a shout out from anyone who's tuning in from Amsterdam South East, please do that now, because then we can at least know that you're here too. Why did you say, when we talked about TED and TEDx, just to listen, why did you say yes to having this conversation with us here?
Okay, so this is a question maybe you won't think, well, where did you get this answer? But this is the truth. Every night before I go to sleep, I treat myself to a TED Talk. And some chocolate, but also the TED Talk. So this is my treat. And I was just looking at TED Talks and I was like, what if one day I can be in one of them? So ta-da, here I am.
Here you are, indeed. And so that, again, that's a good way to close off your night, chocolate and a TED Talk. Yes. So I'm not sure if that'll keep the doctor away, but at least it'll keep your mind inspired.
Yes.
Could you talk a little bit about the work that you're doing in Amsterdam South East? And can I want to specifically know about, of all the things, because you've also been in politics and you've got a resume that I find almost too long to mention at this moment, but please search her up, find out all the work that she has been doing. But why did you decide to be the president of the board of Amsterdam South East Municipality?
Yeah, well actually, I know my inspiration. What is my inspiration is that when I was 2 days, I could be this chairperson for Amsterdam South East, and I went into a community service center, and there was a little boy. And he is from, I think, African Dutch origin. I don't know for sure. But he was standing there, and I was just, walking towards him. And hi, I'm Tanja. I am this new chairperson here in Amsterdam South East. So what can I do for you? And he was looking at me like, really, I'm 10. What kind of question is this? And I said, well, I'm the chairperson. Okay, what can you do? And I just, said, I'm going to make policy, blah, blah. And he said, okay, then I know one thing you can do for me. And I was okay, please tell me. And then he said this. He said, can you just please stop people calling me poor? Oh, wow. Because my parents have little money, but I'm not poor, I'm full of talent. And this is my inspiration every day. When I go with my bike, I go into the city, I'm like, this boy, I need to be there for him and for his parents and his grandparents and the whole community. So I liked your introduction because this is it. Yeah. what we need in Amsterdam Southeast is another narrative, another story, that people see my people as they really are full of talent. And yes, some of them, they don't have enough money, they don't have the resources, but then here I am, and I hope a lot of people who are watching us now, please step into the platform and let's make things happen for this little boy from 10 and his parents and his grandparents and his community, because he has a lot of talents. The only thing he needs is a great education and some opportunities. But he's already, he's there.
Yeah, so I want to just zoom into what kind of possibilities have you tried to create? So just tell me a little bit about the work that you're doing so that we can all get a bit of an idea of, how is that changing and what,
Well, actually, we stated that what we need is a lot of opportunities. We need opportunities in education, in work, and in housing. So I am the person, Lady Education, they call me. Lady Education, and even the kids in Amsterdam South East, they call me Juffrouw Voorzitter, which is a Dutch word for, I don't know, you can help me. Like it's teacher chair lady, teacher president, teacher president. When I come with my bike into the city, Southeast, and the kids are in the schools, and they are just waving to me, and hello, Juffrouw Voorzitter. And I love that, because this is it. It's the enthusiasm they have for me, and I have for them. It begins with connection. You can have these great projects and a lot of blah, blah, but it begins with a connection. It begins with a connection. So I hope all the people who are watching us now are feeling that connection. And if they don't, I can help you with that. Please come and we'll have that. No, without joking, I think we need the connection. My kids, every kid needs a champion. And I'm trying to bring in a lot of champions so they can see what they can be. This is it.
And because you've been mentoring for a long time, can you explain about, firstly, why you've mentored for so long? And could you maybe explain a couple of anecdotes that came out of that mentoring that you've seen that change happen? So,
well, the list is too big. You didn't want to say it, but I'm saying it. I'm 53 now, so I have a lot of years of experience. And actually what I see is that a lot of those kids, you just have to, lit that fire in them. It's already there. Only thing I do is I give them the match. I'm just going there. And I've seen kids grow. I have seen kids, sometimes, let me tell you this. Last week, I heard an interview on the radio. And there was this really great writer. I didn't ask her permission, so I cannot call her name. But a really great writer. And she was just going on and on. I was listening. And then somebody asked her, and who inspired you? And she called out my name.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, wow. She's 30 now. And this is what you need to do. It's by example, living by example. So I am a politician, so actually I do need to talk a lot, but still I not necessarily believe in a lot of talk. I believe in just living the example. And what I like is when I come into the classrooms, a lot of kids now say, okay, I'm going to be a cheerleader also, because they see me. And what you see, you can be. And I think that this is what we are getting across now in Amsterdam Southeast. We're going to do a huge summer program, which will cater for 11,000 kids.
Wow.
We'll have summer schools, like beautiful singing classes, debating classes, but also a lot on self-esteem. Because I do believe, you said it, like we have privileges. I've been privileged my whole life. And not everybody gets that.
No.
So, but I can provide for them. So we'll have this great summer school program, but this is only the beginning. What I want is, and what I'm searching for, is for high qualified education for all of the kids, because it's impossible that kids, I applaud for the kids in Amsterdam South or in Amsterdam New West or whatever, but I see differences in schools. I see great schools with so beautiful programs for all the kids, and then see my kids from Amsterdam Southeast, and I'm like, I need that for them also. So not in envy of other people, but in, okay, so they have that, I want that also.
I want to create that too.
It's like, it's not a but it's an also. They have it, and my kids could have it
too.
also.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's always the and.
It's the end.
Yeah. And we talked a little, and I like that when we were talking about it, you said there's some things in education that we need to teach more of.
Yeah.
We get a lot of when it comes to these kind of like, maths and
skills,
geography.
yeah, yeah.
What were the topics that you said that would need to be essential in the educational system?
Actually, I do believe in social skills
Yeah.
a lot. How to present yourself, but even how to adapt to society, because it's normal and it's only human to stay in your own comfort zone. So the discussions you had before on diversity and how in the workplace, but it's a two-way street.
Yeah.
So it's also my kids, my youngsters, getting prepared for white society and how to adapt so you can succeed. And it's a lot of people are like, I want to be I want to be myself. Of course you can be yourself.
Yeah.
You can be yourself, absolutely. But in being yourself, let me help you to give you tools to adapt. And not only me, but a lot of people in Amsterdam South East in the summer programs, but even we have a mentor program going on in some of the schools. But we do need a lot of more people to come in.
Yeah.
And just, I believe in brain picking. So let me pick a lot of brains and give it to those people in Amsterdam South East. And even not only the youngsters, but also their mothers, also their fathers.
And why is that so important to actually have that, to include the parents too?
Because it's a community.
Yeah.
We need the whole of the community to, it's a saying like, it takes a village to raise a child. It's been said 100,000 times, but it's true. And I guess in Amsterdam South East, we do need the community to make those kids excel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be successful as they can be.
Yeah. So I want to zoom into two things. One, I would like to, I just want to throw a little bit of a, tiny curveball. The couple of last weeks has all been in tune of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
It's been massive. There was the big demonstration at the Dam Square, the one that was actually happened at the in Amsterdam South East in the Martin Luther King Park. And what I loved about it was how organized it was, with dots on the ground, 1.5 meters. It was a peaceful protest.
Yes.
How many people attended again?
Well, we had 11,500 dots, but there were 14,000 people coming in.
Okay. Yeah.
And what's nice about that is that the whole of the community helped, because before this would be happening, there were a lot of signals coming in that there would be a commotion, people would come in and fight and blah blah. And I was like, I cannot have this. I cannot have this in Southeast, no way. So the 3 days before the actual thing happened, we called all of our community leaders. Yeah. And we said to them, this has to be the greatest, the best demonstration ever. And all of the mothers, all of the leaders were coming into the office, and they were like, let us help. And when you came into the city at that morning, we had all kinds of hosts with little red jackets, and in the back there was like, ask me, I'm your host. Ask me anything, I'm your host. And girls and women smiling and welcoming all of the people into Amsterdam South East and saying, well, welcome in Amsterdam and welcome in Amsterdam South East, because we are the smile of the city. And we were having all the mouth masks, and we were handing out hand gel, and there was music, because we do believe, that's why I love the entertainment so much. In Southeast, we do believe in songs, we do believe in music to get the soul out. And so we had this wonderful black harmony singing. So we set it up in a way that everybody could feel our soul of Southeast. And it went so peaceful. I'm so proud. Yeah, I'm so proud.
And what do you feel the impact that it's had afterwards? That the awareness that it's created for you, for the city, but also, like you said, for this 10-year-old that you'd spoken to so many years ago when you started. What do you feel the impact has been now?
There's one beautiful thing. I said it in an interview also, that we felt that we're not alone anymore. Because I'm even getting emotional about it. But this is what we feel. This is it. Like feeling emotional. Like, wow, we're not alone anymore. No. We're in this together. Black, white, if you're lesbian, gay, whatever, doesn't matter. we're in this together. We're in this together because there's just one team we're all looking for, and that is equality and equal opportunities for everybody. Should not be defined where where you've been born, your postcode. Not important. It's important where we're going through. I love this idea of stepping forward, progress, opportunities.
Yeah.
And we had it's like a lot of hope sparkling all over Southeast, all over Amsterdam, actually all over Holland. It's just wonderful. And it's not just like a tacky sort of wonderful, but it's a heartfelt wonderful. That's this beautiful song, It's a Wonderful World.
Yeah.
This is what's coming in now, a song. Yeah. I'm always thinking, okay, what is a song for me at this moment? This would be it.
Yeah.
It's a Wonderful World. Maybe later on I can ask our singer if she wants to sing it for me. I don't know.
We'll see. I'm not sure. We need to check with if that's possible or not. But this is very much impromptu. But no, when you were speaking, that touched me too, and I just realized that it also hit an emotion in me too, because I personally felt also after such a long time, I'd actually ignored a lot of this feeling that I had. I wrote a post about it a couple of weeks ago, which literally talked about, this feeling of before judging, ask. Before I went to the protest too, but I was also judged because of it. I was like, well, how could you? And you brought more people into danger because of it. Yeah. And I just felt this calling that happened. Yes. I feel every person and I feel like the attention needs to and should remain on the Black Lives Matter, because I feel a lot of people, this whole discussion about, don't all lives matter? Yes, they do. Yeah. But it's the fact of focusing on the equality of a specific group which has had years of not having equal rights. Yeah. And from there, of course, it touches everyone that either of color or whatnot, saying, hey, I feel like this is also the time to also step up and to say we need equality everywhere. And this is not only about race, this is indeed about sexual orientation, gender, whatever it may be, all of it comes on board. But I feel that's the part where we get
I love the way that you're saying that it should be there should be a focus. Yeah. And then again, I think that we're all just focusing on this equal opportunities. Yeah. The opportunities. Yeah. And but I do love the conversation which has been starting and it's going on. Yeah. And it still continues. I think this is, I think that what we are all inspired to is asking ourselves this question, okay, where do we go from here? Yeah. Because otherwise, we had like 3 wonderful weeks with a lot of demonstrations and blah blah. Yeah, and then it should be okay, and where do we go from here? And where do we go from here? We need everybody. Yeah. It's just not the Black community, it's not just the Indian community, whatever, not just the gay community. No, we need all of us, but we do need all of us to focus on that conversation. Yeah.
So I want to call you teacher president as well now. I'm just checking how much time I have left. Okay, good. So we're going to wrap things up here. Before we do, there's a specific question that we saw while we were on the conversation. I was getting really hyped up, and you were too. And we said, oh, what can we do together? So you had a specific call. Yeah. I'm going to try to word it, and please fill in the gaps where I could. I said, what can we do when it comes to the city area of Amsterdam South East? I didn't feel like there was much that I could step into. And then you said, you know what? Send me an email. Yeah. So we're gonna post the email in the chat. And now this is a specific call because everybody that has either itchy fingers that says, but what can I do? Here's the chance. We're gonna set up something called the Collaborators of Amsterdam South East. This is literally an idea that spurred from this, something that Tanja has already been busy with for a while. And this idea is gonna be focused on everybody that wants to to contribute in some shape or form, that we're going to organize a forum and even maybe a meetup of a sort where you can say, I want to join and see what initiatives are happening within Amsterdam South East, connect to those initiatives and see what role I can personally play in them. Which means if any of this matters to you, no matter what it is, if it talks to you, this is the way we can approach it. So the email address has just been posted that I see. Please, I want to ask you, we're going to take 20 seconds, copy paste this email, put it in your email, compose a message because you're probably behind your laptop, and all you need to write down is collaborator, and write down collaborator TEDxAmsterdam so that it's clear where it's coming from, and then that will be sent to Tanja. Now she's going to filter it through with her team, and we're going to talk about how to bring all these people together. The only thing we need is for you to send that email. That's it. That's the first step. It's a small one. And I guarantee you, after that, we can actually do some great work together. Do you want to just touch up on that before we close up?
No, but actually, you said it really in a profound way. So maybe some of them are like, what can I do? You know, what can I do? All of us can do something. Just bring your talent in, and we can talk about it, but bring your talent in, and I'm sure that we can pick all your brains.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having, if you are, please applause behind your screen if you're behind the screen, but I'd like to thank you very much for joining us for our conversation. I look forward to our future conversations because this hasn't ended here.
Yeah.
Just also for the work that you've done and are doing and will continue to do.